Absolutely my favorite. You guys are really professionals. Holding the light today is one of our wonderful practitioners, Rosedale Jones. Well, happy Father's Day to all you fathers and grandfathers. I got a call from my son this morning. I said, wow, he's going to wish me happy Father's Day. He said, hey, Dad, can I borrow $100? What a way to start. Today, a lot is happening here at Seaside. I want to bring out Dan, who's going to talk to us about the summer solstice.
Thank you. My name's Dan Cardamil. I am the guitarist and bass player for the Rhythms of Radiance band. And we are having a great summer solstice celebration here this Friday night at 7 p.m. Right here in this auditorium. It's going to be really beautiful. Have some of you been to any of our Sutra Jam events before? How many people? Just a few. We need more people from this community. It's such an amazing event. We're going to be celebrating the summer solstice with readings from a text called the Bhairava Tantra, which is essentially an instruction manual for living life in a radiantly meditative state. If you haven't been to any of these Sutra Jam events, they're really amazing. They're part improvisatory, collaborative music making, part poetry reading, part dance, and a lot of fun. And this week we're actually going to have some special guests. We've got Dr. Lauren Roach, who is the translator of the Bhairava Tantra from Sanskrit into what we now know as the Radiant Sutras. We're also going to have recording star Steve Gold, who's a local musician and songwriter. And if you're interested, we've got a little booth set up in the back. And we've got flyers, and we'd love for you to come. I'll be back there after the service. Please come talk to me about that.
Thank you. Thank you. Today is the first meeting for the travel ministry put on by Nancy Chappie. She's going to be there at the second service, after the second service in the room here. The deep sound meditation is Monday evenings. That returns to Seaside after 4 years. So it's open to all, and be sure to witness that. I want today to bring up Fran, Reverend Fran.
Thank you, Edwin. You're doing a good job. Yeah. Edwin. So I'm talking about the talent show that's coming up on July 11. The forms are on our music table at the back to sign up. But you know, a lot of people thought the talent show just was for a certain age group, and I said, what? What? I did not know that. No, it's open to all ages. You know, if you have a daughter, a grandchild, or somebody, a nephew, niece that sings, please come with them. Please don't drop them off, but just come with them. Let them sing for the talent show. We have plenty of children that would love to come up and have an opportunity. You see them here when they grab the mic. Please let them come and think about it. I don't know if there's a cutoff date, but you know, just go back and check our table, okay? And please come. We'd love to see everybody at the talent show. And it's not a competition. It's just a supportive, loving show. Okay? Thanks, Edward.
Thank you. The Lifestyle Wellness Ministry is meeting after the second service today. That's in the Emerson Room, see Linda Light for that event. And I don't know if you fathers have all gotten your package, but this is a nice package that was given to us from the youth and family. So fathers and grandfathers, a little candy for us, keep the energy going. I got mine. And today is the final day for Gourmets for God. This is a good time for you to put your bid in because you probably will win. So I know I'm going to be at 4 of the different events. This is a great great program. It's my favorite thing to do here at Seaside is the Gourmets for God. You get to meet nice people, and I love that. Wednesday night services are streaming live, as well as the Sunday services. The second service is streaming live. So if you can't make it here, you can always check out Seaside right online. And with that, I'd like to bring out, I forgot, we got to stand up now. Greet our neighbors, say hi to each other.
Good job, Please remain standing. It's time for our congregational song. This morning we're singing, "The Spirit of God is upon me." We're going to let Reverend Fran sing the verses for us.
Oh,
we're
they
going to
can
come
sing
in
along.
on
They
the
can sing
board.
along. They can sing along.
Okay, you can sing along.
3, 4.
She just does it so good.
I used to think that I had to, used to think that I should. Scripture told me I had to, well, I had to be good. And now I love cause I want to, I love cause I'm free. Blinded by the Spirit of God is upon me. Yes it is!
Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Oh,
I don't need any prodding, I don't need any law. I want to sing with all my heart that God is my all in all. I let go of my burden, loving God has made me free. Blinded by the Spirit of God is upon me.
yes it is. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Oh.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yes it is. The Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Oh,
Thought it was my duty, thought it was my job.
Good job,
Somewhere I believe that loving God would be hard. The love of God is a wonderful.
That's right.
Loving God is ecstasy. Thank God for my freedom. Let me tell you that the Spirit of
Oh.
God is upon me.
yes it is. Oh, Spirit of God is upon me. Oh,
Yeah.
Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, Spirit of God is upon me. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
We're praying we do that one well. My goodness, the Spirit of God is upon us at Seaside. Good morning, everyone. Oh, what a joy it is to be in a place where Spirit is upon us. I can just feel healing going on, the chills going up and down the spines. That's a good one for sure. Hey, happy Father's Day to all us dads that are present. Hey, gosh, I love Father's Day. It's all about us. At least that's what I try to say at home anyway, and Callie and Trevor do a good job of that for sure. Anyway, welcome to Seaside. Thank you for spending a Father's Day with us. Seaside is a spiritual nexus that inspires us to live our dream, to live our divinity, to remember our connection with the wonderful source and how that applies to our world and in our life in a relevant way. And it shows up in wonderful ways, like Seaside, a beautiful community that cares about you, that is kind, and really it is a place we can come in good times as well as challenges. And so it's always putting Spirit first. And to do that right now, I invite a wonderful practitioner to take us to that deeper place, and that is Linda Light.
Okay, there. Let's take a few moments and go to the stillness. The Spirit of God is upon me. It's just open to this divine moment, the divine presence, the one mind, the omnipresence of God, right here, right now. Letting myself feel it, letting myself know it, letting myself just simply be all that I am. For I am a part of that divine expression that we call God. And on this Sunday morning, in this divine space that we call Seaside, I know only one love, one God. And as I feel that presence within me, from my heart to my soul to the very tips of my being, I know that this is true for all of you. Just being one. Let's take that in, breathe that in. Let go, let go, let go, let God. I know that our ears and our hearts and our minds are open, and in this consciousness of receiving Dr. Reverend Christian's divine talk, I know that our feet and our hands clap and move as we hear the angelic voice of Sunny and Fran and all the band. Ooh, I just feel that. We're already there. So with a heart that is grateful, that is full, that is open to receiving all that is being said, all that is being done, all that is being revealed, we just open into a deeper presence of this sacred time. And so it is.
Back when I was a child, before life removed the innocence, my father would lift me high dance with my mother and me, and then spin me around till I'd fall asleep. Up the stairs he would carry me, and I knew for sure I was loved. If I could get another chance, another walk, another dance with him, I'd play a song that would never, never end. Oh, I'd love, love, love to dance with my father again. He'd take me on walks round town. He would always smile and never frown. And then he'd lead down and he'd say, I have to go take care of your mother, I love her so. And then in his starched navy blues, he'd walk so tall and then board that ship. I knew he'd be gone for so long. But the one thing he whispered to me that kept me so strong all these years: don't ever give up. You're playing that piano, it's God's gift to you, and I'm so glad I'm able to hear your songs. Come up when you can, and we'll sing and dance like I promised you, angel. And that's when I dance the night long. And that's when I held my daddy so strong. Yes, I danced with my daddy. I could dance with my father. Yes, I danced with my father, maybe for the last time. Yes, I danced with my father. Danced with my father again.
Reverend Fran, what a precious, precious song. Thank you so much for all of your giving. I love you. The first, I wasn't so swell, but that's really touching for me for some reason, that song. So thank you for bringing out that emotion. And Linda Light, thank you for bringing us to the place within that we could really absorb and enjoy a song like that. So thank you so much. And I'm Reverend Lori Sheets. I'm Seaside's Youth and Family Minister. And it's so nice to be with you today. If you are here for the first time, please know that whoever you are and wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. As you can see from our announcements, we have a lot going on. We like spiritual communities, and we're always thinking of events and ways and classes that we can come together to learn and to love and to laugh. So be sure to get the guest packet that's back at the welcome table so that you know a little bit more about our teaching and a little bit more about Seaside, our spiritual community here. So my reading today is from the Joyous Living Journal, and I invite you to just get comfortable. I'll be reading that and then going into prayer. It's called Inner Strength. Inner strength is the product of being comfortable in your own skin, knowing what you can and can't do, and being willing to admit what you do know and what you don't know. When you do masquerade behind the facade of being bravado and more than you are, Isn't it a time when you wonder when will you be discovered that you're really not that strong? Having inner strength means that you are willing to put effort into something, whether it is something that seems difficult or not. Moving from your inner strength means you can ask for help when you need it. Living out of your true inner strength means that you can say, I cannot do this, without feeling diminished or simply giving up. So allow your eyes to close as we go into prayer together, the most sacred time where our hearts are opened, our minds are opened. It is a time of connection with the beloved, and we know that we come here in our spiritual community to simply know the greater presence of God in our lives. For we know that we are one with all that God is. We know that all of the power and the presence and the joy and the harmony and the knowledge, all that God is within me now, just waiting to be fully expressed in a unique way that only I can express it. For I truly am living the life of God. My breath is the breath of God. My heart is the heart of God, and my thoughts are the thoughts of God. And so I simply align them with Spirit so that I may move forward. And I use that inner strength that is within me, for I know it to be the divine presence of God. It is always there. And I can always go within so that I can know what step needs to be taken on my path. I am always guided. I am always guarded. I am always knowing that the message I get from my intuition or that still small voice is the message that is coming from Spirit. So I take it in and I follow it. And I am grateful to know that this thing called intuition is all that I need. I am grateful to know that I am always on course. And so I release these words. I know that they must take flight, for I place them in the law, and I know they are done in the mind of God, and so it is.
Good morning again. How are you? Happy Father's Day. In honor of Father's Day, I chose to wear slippers to church. I did not bring the cigar or the pipe, and I did not bring the TV full of golf and something else, World Championship something. I know it's on our recorder as we get home. I'm so excited. Listen. I want to tell you, though, I am truly excited about our guest, Miss Sunny Day. She, to me, is the epitome of prayer. I had the opportunity to play for Jim Bianchi for the last 2 Wednesday night services, of which Sunny is a big part of. She is the music director there, here in our sanctuary on Wednesday nights at 7. And I want to tell you, it's awesome to watch people work and do what we do on Sunday, but in a different way. And I was just thrilled the way the songs that she puts together, the way she sings them, and the joy that she brings, and the way that they say, I love you, beloved. Hello, beloved. I get all tingly when I say, I love you, beloved. Ooh, ooh. So I'm telling you what, she's here today with us, drove down from Long Beach. She actually sings a lot in Seal Beach. She's a licensed practitioner. She knows what she's talking about. And I want you to know she's working good with the band. Would you please welcome Miss Sunny Day to the center of our stage right now.
Wow. Thank you, Reverend Fran. Yes, happy Father's Day to everyone and to all our fatherly folks. And yeah, it's a joy to be here. It's an absolute joy to be here.
This day I awoke with a passion in my heart, a feeling of longing, a thirst so strong. I want to be better, an opening for God to make me stronger. My prayer today is for courage to be what the Holy Spirit intends for me. I want to be better, an opening for God to make me stronger. Make me patient when I worry, make me calm with every strife. Make me loving when my heart is hard. Make me forgiving when I would be right. Make me forgiving. My prayer today is for courage to be what the Holy Spirit intends for me. I want to be better, an opening for God to make me stronger. Stronger to reveal more peace, I must be patient to reveal more love. I must be humble to reveal more power. Make me stronger more peace, more love, more joy, more joy. I want to be better, an opening for God to make me stronger. This is my prayer today.
And this is Sunny Day. How beautiful. Wow. Thank you. Hey, Carl, happy Father's Day. Yeah, you got a little golf waiting for you at home, a little soccer tournament. That's a good thing. All right. Oh, let's see. This morning, Whispers of God. And that was inspired being that's Father's Day. I love Father's Day because I take some time to be with my dad, who's not in this world anymore. And I can take time to be with my dad anytime, but on Father's Day I tend to do that. And I just remembered the story, I'm sure I've shared it with you, but as a kid growing up, we'd always go to the mountains in the wintertime. I can remember at night walking out under the pine trees in the mountain and the black sky with stars sparkling in the moon. And if you're a little guy, that can be kind of scary. At least for me, my imagination, was thinking of all the things that could consume me walking out there at night. But what I recognized is holding my dad's hand as a little guy is like, okay, come on, guys. I can, bring on the wolves, bring on the bears, bring on the mountain lions. I got my dad's hand, and I can take on any of you. And it was, wow. It just left me with a deep knowingness that if I couldn't hold my earthly father's hand, I learned that there was a heavenly presence. And if I use Father today too much, excuse me, as Father, Mother, God, but it is Father's Day, so I may throw it out there a few times, which may not be politically correct, but anyway, get the metaphor. It is Father's Day. Anyway, so if I could hold that divine presence hand, there was a courage and there was a conviction. And not if I only was walking through the dark woods at night, but if I was walking through this world and I was in the midst of a dark night of the soul, if I was facing a challenge in my business world or relationship world, there was something inside of me that could take hold of a hand that brought a confidence and assurance that could not be shaken. If I could just hear that whisper of that divine presence, of that life force, of the strength and essence of who I am, my true heredity would come through, and I would find all that I could ever need to face the challenge that was at hand, because with Spirit all things are possible for sure. My dad, I was blessed to have a wonderful dad, and he loved me. And I can remember going to football games with him. Joe Hoffman from down the street would give us his tickets to the Rams games, and we would go watch Roman Gabriel and throw to Jack Snow and touchdown. It was great. We had these fabulous seats, 50-yard lines, and I still remember my dad saying, and in the game of life, I don't really care about 50-yard line seats because I want to be in the game. And I was like, yeah, that's it. What's more fun is to be in this thing called life, in this game in life. My dad, he was there for me. He was a dad who believed in being present for his kids. That is what is important. He's not one who said these are the lessons you should get, but rather he led through example. He was a big presence, big, tall presence, booming voice. He was an actor, so when he walked into the room, he commanded attention, and people, whoa. And it could be kind of intimidating, but the truth of my dad, through his actions, if you ever knew him, he was a kind person. He used to say, share a little extra kindness even when it's not necessary. He never tried to exude anything other than the love for his human beings. He would say, never say anything unkind about anybody. And he never did. In my whole life with him, I never heard him ever say an unkind word about another person, maybe other than that football player who dropped the pass and he called him that bum. But other than sports, he was one who believed that you speak good about people. He was one who was always present for dinner. We had the 5 o'clock dinner hour every night of my life growing up without fail. It was only as I got older that I recognized that most people don't eat at 5 o'clock at night. Most people can't be home. But my brother and I, didn't matter where we were off playing, we came back for that family dinner hour. And because of that, my brother and I are still close to this day, because every night we shared stories, we shared heart, we shared adventures. Our family just believed in that. And being that we started so early after dinner, we always went out and played with Dad, whether we were playing ball, baseball, football, riding bikes, ping pong. There was always time in those evenings to play together and to connect. It wasn't about turning TV on or locking yourself in the room. It was hanging out with Dad that was special and meaningful. And my dad continued to lead through examples. When I was a little kid, I remember he used to smoke cigarettes, cigars, pipes. He used to that burned, he'd smoke. It was Hollywood, So, but as I got old enough to be aware of that, he stopped smoking and never lit up again. And then The first time he saw his teenage son drink a beer was the last day of his life that he ever drank alcohol. For the next 34 years, he never had another drink. It was through being present and sharing and caring that all of a sudden I began to hear the whisper of God inside of me that says it doesn't matter the words you share. It doesn't matter, hey, I'm a loving dad if you're not a loving dad. What matters is that whisper of God speaks through actions louder to those who want to pay attention. I hear stories all the time with all these flowery words, but I'll tell you what's important is to pay attention. Emerson said, who you are speaks so loudly I can't hear what you're saying. Who you are, if you have your eyes open, you can begin to see the actions that are before you, whether they are real or whether they're not. My dad would say, Confucius used to say, in terms of being kind, you don't need a hatchet to take a fly off your friend's forehead. You don't need to over exude yourself when a little kindness and caring and compassion and love and self-expression will make the difference and touch the soul. And what is before you is yours to do in life. That is your spiritual practice. You can change and alter course, but let it be your choice. I remember in the 70s, my dad decided when he was doing big time 10-year run on Dallas, he decided he was going to become a minister and began that practice. And I watched him change a little bit of direction in his life. It's like, you're never too old. You can always do something new if your heart moves you. And what it is you have is what you have to work with in your life. And so we talked a bit about in the last month or so about Dharma and doing your work. Whatever is yours, that is what you're moving in life with. It is as if this is your lifeboat. Your Dharma, your work, your challenge, your family. What it is you have is yours to row when the storm hits. When the difficulty hits, are you able to row and continue to row? And as you face into the storm, you row harder and stronger and use more strength. And you don't give up rowing in that lifeboat. You keep going. And eventually the storm begins to subside. And you don't have to use as much strength to keep going in this thing called life. But what begins to happen as things calm down and the storm abates, you've come to discover how much stronger you are. You've come to realize, I enjoy rowing. This is like my Dharma. I enjoy this exercise. The more I exercise, the more I want to exercise, the more fun it is. And when other people are griping and complaining, you'll come to discover I'm enjoying this. And all of a sudden, because I am beginning to find this is my joy, I enjoy what's going on. I begin to see in life around me that whisper of God. You begin to see in the water, in the ocean, in the waves, in the sea, things people don't see because you are comfortable doing what it is you are doing that is before you. Your lifeboat and your rowing has become that which leads you to joy, that which leads you to the rapture of experiencing the presence of God. Because what is within you, Lao Tzu says that what is within you is your answer. What is within you, he says, is you. What is within you knows. That's where you've got to look. And where you are is your lifeboat or whatever it is that you're doing to move through the storms of the challenge. I've watched people use their sickness, their chronic illness, as an opportunity to strengthen their belief and their connection with Source and to paddle and row with all the strength they had so they could continue to move forward with a deep sense of believing. I've been talking a bit in the last month or so about the Bhagavad Gita, and it ends with Krishna, the higher consciousness, speaking to Arjuna, our warrior. And the whole mythic story is laid out on the battlefield. And Arjuna is getting the lessons from Krishna with the metaphors in the battle. And at the end, Krishna looks at Arjuna in the eyes and said, do you understand? Did you hear with attention? And Arjuna realized that he had been transformed. That all of a sudden he remembered his memory, right? Center knows who you truly are. The whole Bhagavad Gita started with the proposition that when you know who you are, you know how to act. When you truly get it, you'll remember your memory. And the memory that he remembered is that he's not the physical body. See, when you listen to that whisper of the heavenly presence, you realize, I'm not this physical body. Arjuna said, I'm not this physical body. No. I am not my personality. I am not my tasks. I am not my role. I am the truth. I am unborn. I am undying. I am uncreated. I am immortal, is what he said. And what I get here and now, after I get this, because you wonder at the end of the story, the battle is brewing. Is he going to go back to battling? And I'll say, of course he is. Because anyone who has the sense of enlightenment, has that mystical moment, realizes that when it all opens up, that what you get to do is pick up your burden and go back and do life. But from the higher consciousness, from the Krishna consciousness, from having been with God and hearing that whisper of the divine presence that gives you a soul strength because you have been willing to work with the challenges or the good or the blessings or the difficulties that lie before you. You are strengthening in those times of storm. So when it is calm, you can see the gifts that abound around you. You are not your thoughts. Really? I work so hard becoming mindful Christian. You're aware of your thoughts. Yes? Yeah. You're not your emotions. You feel your emotions. You're not this bag of bones. You look into the mirror. Aren't you the one looking through those eyes and hearing through those ears? That's remembering your memory of your true self. Becoming the observer in your life, in your world. The classic question we hear thrown at us often is that when you die, you're not going to be asked, why didn't you come up with a cure for cancer or a cure for whatever or heal the world? You're going to be asked, why didn't you become you? At your center, you'll remember the memory of your true self. You know, so many people are not being who they are. You would think the easiest thing in the world is to be who you are, but for some reason we feel we need to take on roles in this life. We need to be something that someone thinks we should be. How many people are living their life in a sense of being somebody else's opinion? Yeah. So often people are attempting to live another person's opinion. I think this is who you should be or what it is you should be doing. And are manipulated into that if you don't get it gently. I'm not going to give you whatever unless you do this. You know, we got a wonderful little Buddha in our world by the name of Trevor Dane Sorensen. Callie's my son who graduated Friday from middle school. And it was very exciting for us because we were never really sure whether that day would happen. As I've shared with you, he's on the spectrum, and so he has some difficulty dealing with energy of crowds, of a lot of people, a lot of noise, of applause, of loud music, of big surprises, kind of like everything Sunday morning is, which is probably why you never see him in here. It's not that he's not here. He's been here every Sunday I've been here. He just hangs out in my office doing his thing. We had a speaker put in the ceiling, so when I come out here, he's got to listen to Dad. I turn it on, and I went back into my office one morning because I forgot something before I walked out, and there he was standing up on my desk, turning it off. So he's very sharp. He takes it all in. That's for sure. And so anyway, you know, in his initial years, we started our own school. Callie did the Wisdom for Life School for several years. And after that, the elementary school for kids who had special needs. He was in there. And then when it's time for junior high, we looked at all these private spots. And what we recognized, because the public school system was cutting back all their funding, the one spot they were funding was the spot for special needs. And the resources they offered were wonderful. What's important for Trevor is to be able to be with people, and so we went with that. And so Friday was his graduation. We were excited. We got there early with our lawn chairs. Thousands of adults filled the football field. Callie and I got these special seats right behind the stage so we could look right down the aisle where the kids are coming up close. Callie's there with her camera, right? We watch all the kids come down. We didn't see Trevor. Yeah. And then we saw them acknowledge his teacher. And she sat down. We noticed right next to her was Trevor's empty seat. And Trevor didn't choose to come down that day. And so, you know, ran up and found him in the classroom, you know, with his aide up there in a quiet kind of spot. And what a wonderful lesson he gave me was the fact that he didn't want to do it. He did his thing, and he doesn't need or want to be in that situation or that environment. That didn't feel like something he wanted to do, and so he said he's not doing it. How wonderful would it be for us to be strong enough and confident enough of who we are to be able to say, I don't want to do that. That doesn't feel right to me. And so as I watch kids on the playground, they know who they are. They as the kids get older, all of a sudden, it's about a role I need to be. Now I'm going to go out to the club. I got to be cool enough. Or not that changes when we get old enough we still want to be cool enough. But you watch kids on the playground and they're not playing roles. What they're doing is a profound lesson for anybody who can hear the whisper of that presence speak. And what they are doing is expressing their authentic self. What they're doing is expressing who they are. It's only as they grow up in our opinionation of what it is they should be and how they should behave so they can function in society and the acceptable norm that things begin to change, and they lose touch with that whisper of that Heavenly Father, Mother presence that speaks inside of them, which is why it is so important for us to be able to find the space to be able to quiet down, because Henry David Thoreau says that we're constantly given opportunities to step through the door to be who we are. We're constantly given the opportunity to step through the door. This is who I am in the world. And do we say, okay, this is me, take it or leave it? Or do we say, oh gosh, this is the role, this is who I'm supposed to be, this is the expectation. And we move through these filters of the mind rather than the expression of the authentic self that wants to be known. Well, I need to be big and rough and tough in this world or people won't respect me. Well, I'll tell you what, why don't you be who you are and see who relates to that in your life? Step forth with a sense of confidence and assurance in your world. And be that, and allow that to be that as long as it is, because that is your rowboat that you're moving into the storms, that you're developing your strength. So when you hit a place where people just sing the normal, acceptable, collective consciousness stuff, you're able to hear the whisper of God. Because you're not concerned about opinions. You're more concerned, without concern, to express who you are. Kids know it. I was told early on, when boys are growing up, you just got to they're like lion cubs. They like to hug, they like to wrestle, and they like to lie on top of you, which is not a problem when they're a little boy. But when Trevor gets to be a big boy, taller than Mom, and weighs as much as I do, and decides to sit on me, I'm stuck. I can't move, and when I do, I'm not quite as nimble as he is. And it takes a little bit longer to get up off the ground than it used to, which I hate to admit, but I'm expressing myself honestly with you. It's when you listen to the whisper of Spirit, you have a centeredness. But what's interesting is that typically we have a very active and busy mind. Maybe not you guys, but I know for myself, I try to keep my center by using an affirmation or a mantra. One that I've always used is gratitude. I'm grateful, I'm grateful, I'm grateful. I've thrown in grace in the last, few years. Grace and gratitude when I go to sleep, wake up. That's my mantra. And it gets my mind, that's all over the place. What's interesting, to observe with Trevor is that he too has an active mind. But he tends to follow what's going on in his mind. Whatever comes up next is what he decides to do. So we send him upstairs because we're leaving the house. He has to get something. I don't know what it is. But 15 minutes later, he hasn't come down. And it's like we go up there and he's sitting down reading a book. And it's like, because this is what's up now for him. And that's just the way it is. And what we have learned is that you just put something in his hand, and all of a sudden it focuses his mind in like an affirmation or something. His mind isn't bouncing all over the place. He's got this in the hand. Now he can walk out the door, get in the car, and off we go. And it was interesting. I read an example. Actually, it's probably from the Asian culture, but I think we can relate to it. Not that any of us have raised elephants, but it's a pretty good analogy here that an elephant tamer shared. And so, you're walking through a bazaar over in Asia, and an elephant is walking through. An elephant, it swings its trunk this way, knocks things over and swings its, and its trunk is very curious, you know. Fruit cart, it knocks over. The vendors run as the trunk goes that way. You know, it swipes some of the fruit over here, and it grabs a coconut over here. It's a big expression of life. You know, it's making a mess. Yeah. But what the elephant tamers have discovered, or shared with me, is that you put a piece of bamboo in its trunk to hold, just a little piece of bamboo, and it holds that bamboo, and it will walk through that bazaar in a very princely manner, a very regal, royal expression, because it has something to hold on to. It's no longer. And it just reminds me of our mind, is that it's going over here, and it's looking over here, and it runs way over here. It's like, oh no, if I go here, what are they going to say? Or look at the problem that's going to show up. And all of a sudden, I just missed a half a day all consumed by my phobias, you know. But if all of a sudden, if I can hold that bamboo, or if I can hold that affirmation or that mantra, I can begin to know that, I'm grateful, grace and gratitude fill my life, grace and gratitude fill my life, that when something catches my attention over here, that I can see it, but I can come back here, because if I am going over there, I cannot be present, and it's only in the present moment that you can hear the whisper of that heavenly expression of life. And as you can quiet your mind from running over here and running over there, you begin to be receptive for something greater that can speak to you, that is beyond that which keeps grabbing your mind, because our human mind is active. It runs here and it runs there, and it's up to us to stop it from running, because who you are is not this body and it's not this mind. You are a biodegradable carbon vehicle that you have commissioned so you can journey through this plane of existence. So don't give up your power, and don't give up your control, and realize that you have got to, once you see that vision, take action with it. There's a cliche in our movement that says realization, which is like the vision or the dream or whatever. Realization without application is hallucination. You got to do something about it if you want to live that dream. I saw a bumper sticker that says, "Live the dream, hit your snooze button." But I'm telling you, if you want to live your dream, you got to do the application. You got to take some action. You got to move with it. And sometimes you've got to use that bamboo or that affirmation to keep you centered as you're rowing that boat with all your strength into the center of the storm, holding on for dear life, not clear as to where it's going to lead you, but you know this is your dharma. This is what you are doing here at this point in your life, and do it with all you have, because I'll tell you what, the storm will pass, and you will find a strength, and you will find a new essence of being that will bring a sense of relaxation. And when you hit that defining moment in your life, those defining moments don't make you who you are. They reveal who you are. They reveal your character. And I've got to tell you, I know who that is inside of you already. Rumi told me. He said, the lamps may be different, but the flame or the light is the same. The light and the flame that is in your being is that divine presence. And when you can allow yourself to hear it, you can rejoice and be happy in that. You got a couple choices. You can walk down the path and wait for that special moment, or you can walk down that path and choose to celebrate and realize the specialness of every day that you are in, because it is about the journey. This is the myth that you have created for yourself to live in. It is about living it. It is about going for it. It is about trusting that, and everything you need to move forward in this wonderful expression. The Spirit is within you at the very center of your being. Your dharma, your rowing has given you the strength, and all you've got to do is learn to listen clearer to that voice that is there, that whisper of God. God bless us as we do it on this wonderful day. Hey, let's keep it going as we bring Sunny back to the stage.
Thank you, Reverend Christian.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, this day is awesome. This day is such a gift.
Little stones are smooth, only once the water passes through. And so I am a stone, rough and grainy still, trying to reconcile this river's chill. But when I close my eyes and feel you rushing by, I know that time brings change, and change takes time. And when the morning comes, my prayer will be this one, that you might pick me up and notice that I am just a little smoother in your hand. Sometimes raging wild, sometimes swollen high, but never have I known this river dry. The deepest part of you, dear Lord, is where I long to stay until the roughest edges wash away. But when I close my eyes and feel you rushing by, I know that time brings change, and change, it takes time. But when the morning comes, my prayer will be this one, that you might pick me up and notice that I am just a little smoother in your hand, rolling river God. Little stones are smooth, only once the water passes through.
Sunny day. Beautiful. 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 You just feel that rolling, that's for sure. Well, This is the time of our service where we just pause and take this opportunity to share our gift, to share our financial support. For together we have created this community, together we sustain it, together we move it through time for the next generation, and just express the gratitude for this moment and this generation. And I know truly that the blessings of Spirit is upon this moment as each of us listens to our heart and courageously says yes to that level of gifting that wants to move through us. And so as we give, it comes back. It's not why we give. It's an extension of who we are. We get to be the activity of the Spirit in our life. That which is truly infinite is quantified as our experience through our actions. And so as we step into this point, just being that expression of the abundant flow, that is what we get to live in our life with the security and with the peace and the well-being. So with that said, I want to invite our ushers to come forward at this time and say thank you to this beautiful crew, and thank you to those who mail in your contributions when you can't be here on a Sunday, or those that remember us with the auto tithe, that regular systematic support from your world into this one. I just share this prayer of gratitude with the most generous of spiritual communities, knowing that truly the blessings of the divine unfolds its expression right here, right now, in ever-increasing kinds of ways. For truly we live in that affluent flow of life, and it moves through our experience at the level in which we choose to express. And so giving from a place of love and generosity without strings attached allows us to be free to receive that ever-expanding flow of greater good. For truly, we live in that infinite realm. It is omnipresent. It's not one place and somewhere where it's not. It is everywhere available. So it's in this moment as I begin to recognize the omnipotence, that power of Spirit is the very essence of our individual life, and those areas that are right and relevant and real. I just say thank you for being that conduit of the abundant expression of life. And so I take that which has been entrusted to me, and I send it forth into the currents of life with a joy, and know that truly that it brings those blessings to everyone it comes in contact. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, for this opportunity to pause and to remember the true source of all. And so it is. Amen. Together, let us say this affirmation of abundance, which is, Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully, I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. So as I stand before this bounty of love, I know that this wellspring continues to increase and enrich all of us through which it moves. For I know truly that its source continues to bless and multiply the avenues and the channels through which it passes. And I know that's our individual lives. And so this which has been given in an abundant kind of way blesses and multiplies, increases in ever kinds of wonderful and magnificent expressions of God. So I stand before this bounty just saying thank you, Father, Mother God, for this gift that is received in love, is handled in good stewardship, and it's sent forth back into the wonderful stream of life. And so with love, we say thank you. And so it is. Amen. All right. And this is Helen Lipka, your board vice president, creator of all sorts of programs at Seaside, and head of our development committee with great plans for our fall. So, hey, thank you. Hey, thank you, guys. Sounded great as always. Way to rock the house. Sunny day, what a blessing you are. Beautiful sounds touch our heart. Reverend Fran, appreciate your artistic expression. And Reverend Laurie, a joy to share Sundays with you always. Giving us sound days, Ed. Giving us the visuals is Marv. Nice job, guys. And know that there are CDs available right after the service. And giving us the podcast live streaming to the world is Tim Griffin behind that camera. Thank you, Tim, and hello to those watching us today. Hey, flowers are gorgeous. Tasha, who's at the first service, it's her gift to her boyfriend for his birthday. So we thank you, Natasha, for that. And hey, classes are coming up at Seaside. Inside Your Sunday program, Deb Johnson put together a wonderful catalog for our summer. All sorts of activities that are in there. Take a look at that, see what intrigues you, whether it's a creative expression. I know Pat Hansen, are you here? I know you're here today. Talk to her afterwards. She wrote this book on invisible grandparenting, and it's going to just take a look at that. I know you're doing a class this summer, so that'll be good. I'm doing a two-night thing with Reverend Sunshine Day about diversity, conversation, and exploration on that. That will be soul-stretching for sure. But there's a lot of good going on at Seaside. Like today, we've got a new ministry starting. Nancy Chappie's wonderful expression for sure on travel ministry is starting today. They're meeting for the first time. We got drumming. Summer solstice is coming here this Friday night. The winter solstice celebration is like 200 people. The place is packed. They're talking it's going to be the same happening community event going on Friday night here for the summer one. Lots going on, but the big news today is we are wrapping up Gourmets for God, or at least your opportunity to sign up because the food part starts, and that is fun. But today is the last day you can put your name down because bids close this afternoon after this service. If you want to make sure you come to somebody's house for a wonderful party, sign up, and we will call you. But I've got one last meal to prepare for you. Callie will be excited that I am learning a new recipe here. And this is Cindy Epstein. She is a food person extraordinaire. She makes her living taking pictures of film and taking pictures of food and using that as marketing pieces. And then Sherry, who is not up here today, has been very instrumental. And so, like I said, today's the last day you can sign up. And if you are signed up, make sure nobody outbids you because there's only so many seats available at each house. But my newest recipe is a kale terracotta salad, right? Fresh avocado, aguacate is how they say it in Spanish, since that's what I'm learning for next week as I head down to Costa Rica. Some fresh organic oranges, wonderful raw cashews, organic cucumbers because you're eating the skin, nothing but the best for my family here. And we have got the blueberries, and we'll put those in there. And then the salad dressing. What's in this? Mayonnaise, Worcestershire, the tarragon. You got fresh, chopped right there. Orange juice right there. And then you mix it up with great care without making a mess, which is tough for me to do. But there you go, look at that. Oh, got to have a whip. This works really good. And the tarragon and the special salad dressing. Bit of salt and pepper. Pretend I'm grinding it. And then it's in the bowl. Watch this. The key. Blessings, love, and all sorts of mixing going on here. Woo! Hey! Those TV shows this is fun. Wait till you try this. Tell you what, we'll send it in the back. Everybody can have their own. Cindy Epstein's terracotta dressing. Thank you so much. Thank you for holding that vision. Yes. Can I take your apron? Would you like to wear it? Oh, no. cook it up for God. You know? All right. Anyway. Hey, guys, anything going on this morning? You want to talk about? Yeah. Yeah, what? Let me get a microphone for you. Since it's all about you guys. You know how to express.
I'd say this is the best Father's Day I've ever had, really, because this is the only Father's Day I've ever had at Seaside, and it's a very, very happy Father's Day today.
Wow, thank you. Very beautiful. You got goodies. What's in here? Sweets. What's
Chocolate.
Chocolate. I like chocolate. Hi. Yeah. So, Lori, what is that? Chocolate.
Those are hugs and kisses all packaged up as Happy Father's Day from Youth and Family Ministry.
For dads. Tell you what, let's pray. You know, healing is the thrust of this. We just watching the outpicturing of love, our children, our fun, our sense of family. That is because we listen to that divine presence. I want to invite any of our religious science practitioners to please stand here as I share these prayers and know that right here in this moment there is a divine vibration that is moving. There is some life force that is indescribable. It's the very essence of being, and it is what I am. For I stand here not thinking about this, but observing and sensing and feeling that which is indescribable and ineffable, but truly is. It is the isness of God that moves in this moment that I speak from. This high revelation of divine unfoldment for the blessings of God moves in this time, in this space, bringing about the perfect expression. And so if anyone here today is stuck in a pattern that feels less than perfect expression, no, that is what you got right now. That is the rowboat, but work with that and build that soul strength and know that truly that is the vortex in which the God expression moves. And it is in this moment that that presence of God flows right here through this time and space, for we stand upon holy ground feeling that divine emanation doing its thing in those ways that are right and appropriate for each and every one of us. For there is nothing too large for which Spirit cannot handle. It guides the galaxies. It knows how to take care of the universe within your body and to bring it back into perfect alignment, perfect balance, perfect harmony. For there is no spot that God is not, and that means in the darkest recesses of your concerns or your mind, take hold of that spiritual hand and know that you're never walking in the woods alone. You're not walking through the darkness, but truly the blessings of God moves right here, bringing forth the perfect physical healing in your physical body, making those crooked ways straight, bringing forth that emotional expression of balance and wholeness, for there is the alignment of the spirit, the soul, and the body, bringing about the abundance in your life, the good in your life, that which is the relevant expression of the almighty expression itself has its way in your world, and there's nothing that can deny that. Not even your limited thinking can put a damper on that full flow of the expression of God. So standing here in the realization of the wonderful manifestation of healing and wholeness, I say thank you. Thank you for the community that continues to believe in something greater than the physical realm. Thank you for the prayer request put in the prayer request chest, that the divine presence has its expression here and now. And so as I stand witness to the perfect physical healing in our lives, in our emotional world, in our physical world, in our business world, in our relationship world, there is the divine that continues to show us the way. That light is seen, and we say yes with gratitude and appreciation for the divine right action here and now. And so I let go with the faith, with an unshakable conviction in the divine right action, letting go of my way and my expectations, and open up to that place of being the expression without roles and without expectations and opinions. I just allow God to have its way and allow that to become my way. And I surrender to that with an ease, a grace, and a gratitude. Thanksgiving and gratitude and grace, I let go. So it is.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I did not know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged and trying to make it through just one more day, You gotta let it go. Let it all go. And this is what we have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes,
I'm only here for God.
and there's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. You know that.
And I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God.
No, there's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Seaside, you all take one now. And there's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here. Sonny, I'm only here. Sonny, I'm only here. I'm only here for God.
Hey, I hear Spirit speaking in my soul. Together, I hear Spirit speaking in my soul. Touch your heart and hear it. I hear Spirit speaking in my soul. One more time, like it's so. I hear Spirit speaking in my soul. And our song of grace.
I'm living in love. I'm living in peace. I'm living my life for what I believe. Through joys and through fears, in this world I walk. God's grace shines on me, and it shines on us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We're living in love. We're living in peace. United we stand as one family. We honor all truth as together we walk. God's grace moves through me and it moves through us all. We are living in grace. 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 Amen, amen. Hallelujah.
Thank you.